Khaos Podcast with your hosts Khaos and Rock Attack AK-47.
Hey everybody, this is Rock Attack AK-47 here with you from the Kings of Chaos. I got Khaos here with me. We're going to be doing a podcast today on some interesting topics. Why don't you tell them about some of the topics that we're going to be hitting on today, Khaos?
Alright, well, as Rock Attack said, we are the Kings of Chaos. You guys may or may not know us already on YouTube. If you haven't seen us yet, please do check us out. So today, as you guys have seen, we are into having fun. We're into being out in nature, hunting, sporting, things of that nature. So there's a hot topic right now out in the headlines, and it's just a back and forth pull. And it is the big elephant in the room, gun control. It's been brought up in the presidential campaign runnings. It's been brought up throughout different senates, the Supreme Court, etc. So we just want to touch on that because it's something that is kind of near and dear to us. We are big proponents of having our firearms.
We love our firearms.
And it's not that we're out to make trouble with them or anything in that nature. Like I said, we enjoy hunting. And it's not for the sport either. We enjoy hunting in the true primal meaning of hunting, of we take that animal and we use that animal. We're big in that.
And not only that, we enjoy target shooting a lot.
Absolutely.
We have very much fun.
We have
shooting
courses.
Out guns, trying out guns. And, I mean, guns aren't necessarily just for hunting or just for messing around with. They are a great survival tool, meaning which, like, self-defense wise, meaning which, like, if something were to happen, let's say, like, a bug-out situation were to happen, I don't see myself bugging out without a weapon,
some means of protecting yourself.
I mean, I'm going to carry something else, like a knife or something with me too, but my first go-to weapon is going to be a firearm right away if I was in a bug-out situation. And
absolutely.
The location that we live in, it's like firearms are a very essential way of life in the place that we live in. Mm-hmm. We have wild animals all around us.
Coyotes, mountain lions, all kinds of different aggressive animals that have no problem attacking
porcupines. I mean,
absolutely.
Our list goes on and on.
They will attack you without any warning, without any hesitation. And that's the big thing, is that when it comes to firearms, the immediate negative thought that jumps in people's heads is it's to hurt other people. It's to get other. That's not true. And I can't remember if it was Hickok or if it was Iraqi veteran, somebody that we follow, had made mention that where they live, they have a tendency to use their firearm for protection as well out in the wilderness. Because it can happen, guys. You hear stories about, a mountain lion running after somebody, or you hear about somebody being attacked by a bear or a bigger animal, and you can't fist fight a bear. I'm sorry.
That's something that's really hard with gun control. When people don't really think about it, the United States as a whole is trying to think about, like, it as a whole country, basically. But when you think about it, there's so many different states and so many different locations. What necessarily works for us here where we live, where it's wide open and, I mean, we don't have that high dense a population, might not work for a dense population. And that's, like, something to think about, too, is, like...
Yep. Yeah.
Because we live by our firearms out here, much like Alaska, Texas, any other place like that. Like, we live by our firearms, we love our firearms, and...
They're necessary.
They're
necessary.
Highly necessary.
And that's not to say, too, that we don't use other forms of hunting, whether it's snares or trapping, whether it's bow and arrows, things of that nature. I mean, we try all kinds of different hunting. It's just that when you are out on your own and you have to make it, and you have one choice of a weapon, I mean, come on. The logical thought is to have a firearm. And it doesn't have to be a 50 cal gun, or it can be a 22. It can be something small that can help you procure food and sustenance to survive. And isn't that the whole being of life, is to survive? And that's what they help us do. And again, yes, they may be used for self-defense, and they may be used for sporting and things of that nature. But here's the thing. No matter what you try to do, if you try to get rid of being able to have law-abiding citizens have firearms, the criminals aren't going to comply with that.
No.
Doesn't matter what laws you make or what different tries you try to amend. it's just going to make their side more unequal to our side. They'll have weapons and we won't. We'll be unprotected and it'll get worse.
Guns out of the good guys' hands and put the more guns into the bad guys' hands, basically.
And the thing is that people try to use these different shootings and things of that nature, which, I mean, you know what? My heart goes out to all these different events and I feel so bad. But here's the thing. Bad people will do bad things regardless. Regardless of rules, regardless of laws, regardless of regulations, they will continue to do bad things because that is the type of people they are. Bad people do bad things. We're not all bad people, but they try to make us that way by showing us in the media these school shootings and these theater shootings and all kinds of different things that happen, when in the reality is, it doesn't matter for a criminal. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Well, and one of the things I think that we both feel the same on with the Kings of Chaos is we do want gun control. It's not like we want just anybody to own a gun. We love our guns, but everybody in the Kings of Chaos is a law-abiding citizen. We all have our concealed carry permits. We all have all our guns are licensed to us.
We're completely law-abiding.
We are.
We do really everything we can to follow every rule and regulation, whether it's through the game wardens, whether it's through sheriffs, no matter what we have to do, we try to be on the up and up. And the problem is that with all these bad instances, it's making it harder for law-abiding citizens to do just that, to carry and stay with the law, because the law is making it harder for individuals who are on the right side to even have or own or operate one. But again, it's not gonna, I hate to keep going back to this, it's not gonna stop criminals. It won't. Sorry. If they have bad intentions from the get-go, it's gonna happen regardless. The best thing we can do is prepare for it and have good plans to stop these things. That's the best thing you can do. So, a committee somewhere to thwart these acts before they even happen. That's the best thing you could do.
One of the best
And that does not mean being a militarized state either.
One of the best slogans I've ever heard was guns don't kill people. People kill people. And that's really true. Like, yeah, guns can be intimidating to people that aren't used to guns. People that aren't familiar with guns are really intimidated with guns because all they see is bad things about guns.
Bad intentions. Yep.
And
that's a media
doesn't
spin.
necessarily mean bad intentions. A gun can mean quite a few different things. It could be fun. It could be protection. It could be so many different things to different people. But the problem is people are educated the right way about guns, and they feel a different way. And if everybody could give guns a chance, I mean, since I've been shooting guns, I'm sure at least 15 people I've taken out to go shooting with me, and they loved it, and they were scared of guns before I took them out to go shooting. And
absolutely.
They were trembling.
I've had multiple people that were, when they're holding a gun, they're scared, they're timid, but afterwards they realize it's not so bad. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And they want to do it again all the time.
Yeah, it becomes very addicting. It's a very good release of angst.
When are you going to go out shooting next? I want to go shooting again.
Yep.
It's really a very fun sport.
It's a very relaxing
It is. That's the crazy thing about it.
It's relaxing.
It's relaxing when you go out there into the woods.
Because you have to have your breathing technique right. You have to have your trigger technique right. I mean, your hand-eye coordination has to be spot on. There's a lot of different things. It's almost a meditation in itself of being able to perform the act of shooting a rifle or shooting a firearm. It really is.
And another thing to touch on, I think, is people are highly against assault rifles. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I don't think it's going to make a difference if a guy has a 30-round clip or a 10-round clip.
He's still going to do damage.
He's still going to do damage, and all you got to do is have another clip waiting to reload.
And do you think that isn't the thought that, if he only has 10 shots, he can only hurt 10 people? Is that to limit
I think so.
I mean, which again, that's a bad person doing a bad thing. And regardless of whether it's 5, 10, or 30 people, it's not law-abiding citizens' fault that it's happening. And that's one thing I really want to say before we go here is, with me, my personal issue with firearms is that there is a very contorted media spin for firearms. Me personally right now, I'm very angered by something that happened recently with Katie Couric, where she had came out with a documentary, and it was supposed to be about firearms, and essentially edited it to make both law-abiding citizens and firearm carriers, holders, operators, owners, etc., It made us look stupid and incompetent, and that was the goal, is to make firearms look bad, and that they're for backwood, redneck, hillbilly, crazy movie-typed personas.
The saddest thing ever, when the media takes...
I don't like it.
And they corrupt something like that. And, Katie, that's... Like, when you become a news reporter, you're there to report the truth.
Journalistic integrity, man.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that so diminished everybody's views on you. And it's really sad that you have to manipulate it that bad to where you have to make it the problem.
It's about her. She's got to make it, it's her documentary, and she thwarted actual intelligence and knowledge for the general public in her own interests.
I'm glad that she got hers, though. I'm glad that, because in the out,
I'm not happy about that.
Katie, you're the one that looks stupid in that, because everybody had a reasonable answer to give you, and you twisted it and made it seem like it was them, when it's really like you're the one that looks stupid in that one.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that, 100%.
We'll call it as it is on that one for you, Katie. But I think to sum it all up, we love our guns. We do think that there needs to be more control on who gets a hold of guns.
Correct.
Because people like us, law-abiding citizens, we deserve to have our guns.
Follow every rule, every regulation, everything we have to follow.
We love where we shoot at. We even police up all our rounds and everything like that.
Oh, absolutely.
We take care of Mother Nature.
Yeah,
so,
it matters.
And we love it. So if, I don't know, like, I'm going to go out there to say that if the government tried to come and take away any of my guns, it's not going to happen. And I think I have many people in this state that will stand behind me.
And multiple other states that feel the same way.
States.
But that's the beauty, that I feel very honored to live in a state that totally tries to comply to our wishes and lifestyle. And again, maybe that's just a product of where we live, the fact that they allow it to be what it is. But I really wish that everybody else could experience the same thing. And again, I'm not for criminals and bad people having guns and hurting people, because who would want that? We're all human beings. We're all trying to live here together. But at the same time, there needs to be stricter regulations for who can get a firearm. There needs to be stricter regulations for really the whole black market operation, because that's where the issue is. The issue is at gun shows and black markets and things like that. It's so easy for these guys to get their hands on firearms. It's not trying to do it the right way. It's the wrong way. And that's what needs to be cracked down on. Not the people that are trying to do it and follow the law and to try to do it the right way, but the people that are trying to go back through back channels and get it in malicious ways, and they know their intent is to hurt someone. That's what needs to be stopped. So Hillary Clinton can back away from our Second Amendment. People can back away from all this media spin, because in the long run, firearms can be fun, they can be entertaining, they can be a learning device, because it takes a lot of different skill to be able to do these different things. And especially when you talk about, like we did, hunting and things of that nature, that's a whole different ball game in and of itself. That's a whole different world. So I mean, I think people need to view it that way. And military.
How are you going to take away former military's guns?
And they earn that right. That's 100%. I stand by our military. They earn that right to have that firearm. They gave their lives and put their lives on the line for our freedom, and for us to be able to what we want to do, which is to have the Second Amendment, to have the ability to bear arms, which is how this country started. If I'm not mistaken, we were militiamen that all had rifles and things of that nature. And when the British tried to tell us what to do, we said, nah, fuck you, man. We do what we want to do because this is America.
Let me say something. The beauty of America...
Shia LaBeouf, America!
Is if I want to go out and blow off some steam in the forest, and I go take some tannerite out, and I blow up some tannerite, it's a beautiful thing. It doesn't mean I'm going to go in there and I'm going to start shooting people and blowing things up. It means I'm taking my frustrations. It's not even necessarily frustrations, because as soon as you get out there, you just feel a sense of ease where you're at.
I think that's the woods in general coming over you. Nature.
But then when you start shooting, it's like you get calmed down and you're just there to have fun and you just want to do the best that you can. It's really quite a sport more than anything.
In that regard, I think there was a quote I heard I had read, and I think it sums it up beautifully, that nature is our church. I mean, when you get out there, you feel very at home, very peaceful, And I mean, it's very easy to understand why the Native Americans and things of that nature felt so connected and so one with Earth, because that is a very powerful feeling, to be one with nature, to be in that jungle and knowing that if you have a misstep, it could be drastic. It could be life altering, life ending. I mean, it's a very different, I mean, knowing the different plants and trees, and it connects you in a whole different way where you don't just turn a blind eye to a tree or turn a blind eye to a different flower that you walk by or something. You can look at it and be like, I know I can use that for that. I know I could do this for this. And it's a really kind of enlightening feeling, in my opinion. It really is. It really is. But alright guys, so, like I said, we're just gonna hit this one topic. We're not gonna try to dive into too many different things and blow you guys up about, these guys in Politico are crazy. No, we just want to kind of hit home with this one topic, and it's something we're really passionate about. And, guys, I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, follow. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, YouTube. You guys can find us everywhere. We're trying to rule our realm. We can't do it without you guys. So again, we appreciate you guys listening. This has been K-Sith, my main squeeze, Rock Attack, AK-47. We'll be with you guys hopefully again with another podcast. Not sure when, but stay tuned. We'll be back. Thank you. Ouch!
This has been the Kings of Chaos podcast with your hosts, K-Sith and Rock Attack AK-47. Thanks for listening. Until next time, rule your realm.